All right, guys, this is another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualley, sitting here with Marv Zahn and Mike Molyneux. All right, so Patriots bye week this week, so let's talk a little NFC. We haven't really had, I don't think, really any NFC discussions yet this season throughout the Patriots Roundtable. Let's talk about the favorites so far. So we are just over the halfway point in the year, and the AFC, I think we can agree, overall stinks. The NFC, there's a lot of competition as far as I see. So let's talk about who our favorite in the NFC is too. And if you guys want to even give you like your second, maybe your closest, because I think it's tough. So let's give your top one, and let's also throw in like maybe a team that you could see as like a potential who could be the favorite in this NFC group, because we've got the undefeated 49ers, we got the Seahawks, we got the Saints. There is a group of very solid football teams here who I think could contend for the NFC title. So, Marv, let's start off with you. Who's your favorite, and then who's like you're right on the cusp?
All right, my favorite has to be my Super Bowl prediction team in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are my favorite to make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, you have the MVP right now in Russell Wilson. They have a great running game in Chris Carson. Their line has improved tremendously, which used to be Seattle's Achilles heel. Now, Russell Wilson has time to actually stay in the pocket, throw the football. Tyler Lockett is emerging as one of the top receivers in this league, and eventually people are going to realize that. You just added in Josh Gordon. Your defense is really shored up, great secondary. You got Clowney down there as well. I love the Seattle Seahawks team, and I think that they're going to make this Super Bowl, and there's nothing that they've done this year that's deterred me from that. Now you're looking at who could possibly, mess that up a little bit. I'm shocked. I'm going to say this, but these damn 49ers look pretty damn good.
Dude, they're rolling too, and I feel like nobody's giving them respect. They're like, yeah, they're undefeated, but screw it. It doesn't matter.
I didn't want to give them the respect, but these 49ers, that defense is for real. That defense for real, and led by Nick Bosa. This guy is a rookie, and people are talking about him being MVP of the league. Like, this guy is really balling. Defense, Jimmy Garoppolo's not making mistakes. He's the perfect game manager, is looking like right now. He's got himself some running backs for days. You're talking about depth for running backs that you were looking for, Nick. That's what the 49ers have. They can put in multiple guys. If it's Mostert, if it's Coleman, if I'm blanking on Breda. There's so many guys that can, kill them on the run backfield. Their wide receivers are pedestrian. They're all right. They're good enough. And their defense, like I said, is shutting teams down. So I really like the 49ers as well. But it's the Seattle Seahawks for me.
So the 49ers rush game right now is second in the league. And you just mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo being a game manager right now. Pass yards, they're 22nd. So it's the run game that's really carried.
And I failed to mention Kittle. Which we was mentioning the other show, that some guys have that number one tight end that you can go look for, and Kittle's that guy. You can give him the ball, he breaks one tackle, he's gone. So definitely that Niners team has a really good offense and defense.
All right, Mike, before we jump over to you guys, the football and the basketball season, they're in full swing. The Celtics, they are badass. Get into the game with our exclusive sports betting partners, betonline.ag. Sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit to start betting college or professional ball. Every spread, every total, every single winner, and every loser. Straight bet, parlay, or tease your way through the entire season. You can even bet on wild proposition bets here in this script I got. I'm prop bets. Who's going to be your first head coach to get canned in the NBA? Who will win the NBA MVP? Get the fastest to market odds, updates, and payouts with our new sportsbook partners, betonline.ag. Head over to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use promo code CLNS50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus. Guys, if you gamble, that is free money. Why don't you take that? It's so simple. BetOnline.ag, your online sports book experts. All right, Mike, who's your favorite, and then who's right on the cusp of being the favorite in the NFC?
Marv took the team that I wanted to say. I definitely have to agree with him 100%. I'm a huge fan of what the Seattle Seahawks are doing this season, led by, the possible MVP, Russell Wilson. He's having a hell of a season. 20-plus touchdowns with one interception. That's pretty solid feat to have accomplished thus far. And this is a team that has the experience, led by Russell Wilson, led by Pete Carroll. They know what it takes to get there. Won a Super Bowl, made it to another Super Bowl where they lost to the Patriots. This team has experience, and to make it to another Super Bowl appearance, I believe they're led by two guys right there in the names I just mentioned, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, that can make it happen. A team that can possibly strike fear and be a team that changes that, that picture of a Seahawks being back in the Super Bowl. And they did have a bad loss Sunday. I get it.
I know where you're going with this.
I get it.
They lost to a garbage team.
They just weren't there. They just weren't the New Orleans Saints. I don't know what happened to them on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. That's the biggest win for the Atlanta Falcons, because I just think that team's been in a funk since they lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But I feel like that win that they got against the Saints on Sunday really lifted their spirits a lot. And on the Saints side of things, I don't know what happened. Breeze got beat up. When's the last time?
They lost to 22 garbage cans on the field.
Yeah. When's the last time you've heard Breeze not throw a touchdown?
Show some respect, Nick.
None.
God damn.
Absolutely none.
When's the last time you heard Breeze not throw a touchdown pass? But it was a rough game for them. But still, they're sitting there with a pretty solid record of 7-2, I believe. I still believe that, led by Drew Brees and Sean Payton, again, a nice quarterback coach combination, they can make some noise. Their defense is solid. Their defense is not as bad as they used to be years ago when they needed Brees to throw for over 400 yards and 3 or 4 touchdown passes. Brees can still do that, but the defense, over the last few seasons have been solid to really hold that team down. So I definitely see the Seahawks as the top team in the NFC. I know the 49ers are up there. I don't have faith in the 49ers. Call me crazy. I know they're undefeated. Whatever, they have a big game Monday night. I know we're recording this and it'll drop a few days later. So however that game shakes out. But I think the Seahawks are the team to beat when it's all said and done. And it's the next team in line is the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. So we recorded this Monday night. Actually, the game is going on right now. So honestly, whatever even the result of that game is, I don't know if it's going to have too much bearing on what I think or what you guys might think on unless it's absolute blowout, what the result here or your answer is for this question. So my favorite, I'm actually going to go with the Saints, and it's tough because I think you almost have to go between the Saints, between the 49ers with the Seahawks, and I'm surprised none of us have really mentioned the Packers. I don't buy in on the Packers either, but I mean the Packers are there. It's tough to when you look at.
I don't trust that team.
I don't trust that team either. But when you look at Aaron Rodgers, who all these people online think that he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, but he's still one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. And just looking at that team, I'm surprised that none of us even have them as an idea of a team that could be the favorite here in the NFC. But the reason I go with the Saints is because when I look at the 49ers, I don't think that you can win with just they depend solely on that run game. They've got a great run game offensively, but I don't think that you beat the Seahawks necessarily with that, because the Seahawks, even defensively, they're okay. Let's take a look here at the stats. They are 13th against rushing, but they're 29th against passing. So if the 49ers had a better passing game, then I think the 49ers would then be a better team, or in my mind, be a much better team than the Seahawks, but they can't pass the ball that well. So I have a tough time buying in on the 49ers. And the Seahawks, they're a scary team, especially in the latter half of seasons. I love Russell Wilson. The guy's been putting on a clinic this year. So they can be a scary foe, but the Saints, to me, I just think that once Drew Brees gets going again, he just got back from injury. So once he really gets rolling again, that offense is going to be great between Alvin Kamara, between Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees. That offense is scary. And then defensively, they're not great, but they're pretty damn good. So I think that just looking at the 49ers team as a whole overall, they're balanced. I think the veteran leadership's there. I think that they can get through the NFC. I think they should be the favorite for the NFC. Like we were just talking about they got their ass kicked by a garbage Falcons team.
Bad loss, yeah.
Very bad loss, but I'm still not going to take that and really put that against them. If we see another loss like that next week out of them, then sure, maybe we'll have that discussion. But I think it's the Saints. I think it's the Saints conference to win. Don't buy in on the 49ers too much, even though they're undefeated. That defense is great, but Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't really proven too much of anything to me. The word game manager has now been thrown around a couple times in this video. The run game has been excellent. And the Seahawks are too wishy-washy to me. So we'll see how that goes by the end of the season. They're all very solid teams. I'm going to go Seahawks number 2, and I'm going to go 49ers number 3 if we're going to rank them right here. But the New Orleans Saints, absolutely to me, the favorite in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. All right, guys, that was another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. Mike Molyneux and Marv Azan here with me, Nick Qualia. Guys, catch Mike and Marv after every single Patriots game. They had the week off this week, but they're not going to next week. The Patriots post-game show here on CLNS Media hosted by Mike Molyneux and Marv Azan. For me, I guess you just come back next week for the show. Again, Nick Qualia, Marv Azan, and Mike Molyneux. Follow us on Twitter. Our names, I don't know if they're still here, but they are here at some point throughout the show. They still might be here. I don't know. I don't edit these things. Again, Nick Qualia, Marv Azan, and Mike Molyneux. We're going to be back next week, guys. Thanks for watching.